What's up everyone and welcome back to the Where of Reactions. My name is Wolfie and today we're going to be reviewing comic number 21 of the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW comic series. Let's begin! If you guys are new to Wolfie Reviews, this is how my comic reviews normally go. I read the book back to you in an overly dramatic fashion, and then I tell you guys what I liked, what I didn't like, and then I give it a score. If you guys like this video, why not hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that bell if you haven't already for more videos like this one. That way you guys are notified whenever our new videos go live. Without further ado guys, let's get into this. Our book once again opens up with the map drawn by Cream. Again, it has been updated to show what has happened since the last issue. Shadow has fallen and so has Sunset City. As Sonic makes his way to Barricade Town, Tails, Whisper, and Tangle head to Central City to find Tails' lab and hopefully find a cure. Tails' workshop, Central City, 1 hour ago. Why here? Why now? Ho! Let's cure that rush hour gridlock with Dr. Eggman's patented metal virus. Ha 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 ha! Change of plans. We'll head downtown and... No, stay. She's right. You've got the important job of researching a cure. We'll handle the evacuation. We've become a pretty good team after all. Check out the Tangle and Whisper miniseries for more information on that. And now, we see Tails hiding and cowering inside of his house. Darn it, Silver, why'd you have to jinx it? Yo, Tails, you there? I'm here, where are you? I'm not far outside of Barricade Town. Everything going well on your end? Yes, and very much no. The data from the bioscanner I gave you is coming in perfectly. On the other hand, Eggman hit Central City with the metal virus just as we got into town. Yikes, hang tight, I'll make a U-turn and be there soon. No, you keep running. We need your speed data. It may be the only key to find a cure. Plus, it'll be a backup in case something happens on my end. Gotcha. Still, stay safe. Thanks, I should be fine. A loud crash startles Tails as he looks to see what caused it. It was just an infected bystander tripping over some trash. I've got to let you go, Sonic. Sure thing. You go be brilliant. I'll try. Tails to Restoration HQ, do you copy? I'm checking in. I'm here, Tails. How's the cure coming? It's slow going. I have to keep looking over my shoulder for zombots. What about the evacuation? Do I need to send the shovels now? I'm not sure. I've been zeroed in on my research. I'll check in with Tangle and Whisper. One of us will let you know. I'll tell the pilots to go ahead and prep. Be careful and good luck. Thanks. Tails out. Tails to Tangle and Whisper. How goes the evacuation? Oh, you know, running, screaming, panic, skin of our teeth rescues. It would be so cool if it wasn't so, you know, horrible and awful. We've got... Yikes! Whew! We got a few folks and we're leading them to the dock. But it's nasty down here, kiddo. We need you to work on that cure fast. Copy that. I'll let Amy know where to send the shuttle. As Tails turns, he starts pulling up information on the Eggman virus. Okay, so I've got most of the structure figured out. It looks and acts like a real live virus. I know Sonic speed deteriorates the virus's structure, but how? And how do I apply that to the others? We can't risk the vaccine being too weak, or only partially effective. As Tails glances out the window of his house, he gets an idea. If I got a sample of the virus itself, that would help considerably. Tails slowly opens the door and checks to make sure it's safe before flying to the top of the roof of his house. But just as Tails lands on the roof, a flock of infected flickies flies overhead. Steady, steady. Ha ha ha, yes! Miracle cure, here I come! But it appears that Tails isn't the only one on that roof, as an infected Cheese and Chocola peek over the side. Meanwhile, Zeddy Castle, Lava Mountain Zone, Lost Hex, a hidden world once used as an Eggman base. Zavik and Zor can be seen discussing the events happening down below. And the Eggnet is in chaos. Whatever Eggman's done on the world below, it's not pretty. Which suits you just fine, I'm sure. It doesn't suit me, however. And that's when Starline makes his grand entrance. Is that a JoJo reference? What is this? Who are you? I am Dr. Starline, lead assistant to Dr. Eggman. And this is a call to action. Your services are needed again. My services? You and the Deadly Six possess unique skills that the Doctor needs to contain a certain issue. And he sent you to recruit us? I'm here in an unofficial capacity. I believe it's better to ask forgiveness than permission at this juncture. Ah, what do we get out of this? An opportunity to make amends with Eggman, command incredible power, and destroy Sonic the Hedgehog. How can I refuse such an offer? Allow me some time to rally my forces, and we are yours. Excellent! I have my own business to attend to, but I will reach out to you soon. As Starline makes his exit, Zor and Zavok begin to discuss further. Boy, did he make a mistake. And we shall capitalize on it. Gather the others. Back down in Central City. That's it. Look at me, I'm the most interesting person out here. Whoa. Okay, fair enough. Time out? Before the villagers can lay hands on Tangle, a shot rings out. Laser! That was awesome! Thanks. Move. Okay, now what? Help? Good idea. Amy, it's Tangle. What's the ETA on some backup? Amy? Cream? Vector? Anybody? That's ominous. Silver, do you copy? Can you lend us a hand? As we flash to Silver, we see that he's also quite busy. Ice Paradise is on fire! I've got my hands full. Kinda late to ask, but is it okay to be shooting your little wisp buddies at the Zombots? They're pure energy when fired. Oh, cool. Last thing we need is Zombot Wisp. Hover! Thanks to some quick thinking from Whisper, she uses her Hover Wisp and grabs Tangle, flying them up to the safety of the rooftops. Nice exit! Except now we're a long way from the rendezvous. Call Tails? Tails, can you hear me? Yeah, are you okay? We're good, but we've got a whole bunch of Zombots between us and the dock, and no one to help us out. How's that cure coming? My computer is almost done processing Sonic's speed data. By applying his biometrics to the fresh sample of the virus I grabbed outside, I can apply the data in real time to test models for immunization, and even a reversal of the contagion. Cure yes, cure no? Yes, I think I've got it. Let me upload it to all of Restoration HQ's server, and I'll come back you up. The nightmare will finally be over. No, what happened? The next panel shows an infected Cheese and Chocola destroying the circuitry outside. Don't panic, just grab the server blades. I can plug them in at But before Tails can even finish his sentence, an infected villager breaks through, causing him to drop the server blade, destroying all the information that he gained. As Tails is sadly forced to abandon his research, he makes his way to one of the hangars, before breaking back out, riding his Cyclone, the mech you may recognize from Sonic Adventure 2. I had it. I was so close. And I can't blame you. With tear-filled eyes, Tails begins his assault, destroying his lab in the process as he tries to make his escape. You can't help but feel really bad for him. He was this close, and it all came crashing down around him. Meanwhile, Whisper and Tangle can be seen hovering over the infected town. Tails, we're heading down to the dock. Where are you? As if to answer Tangle's question, Tails skids in on the scene. That was amazing! I'll cover you. Go protect the survivors. Gotcha, but I want to drive that later. And right on time, a rescue shuttle shows up overhead. As the rescue shuttle lands, Tangle and Whisper and all the survivors begin to board. Any unwelcome guests trying to tag along? Clear. Come on, people. Our ride is here. Hustle, hustle, hustle! Back amidst the chaos, Tails is still fighting the infected civilians, using both himself and his Cyclone as a distraction. Tails, we're airborne. Come on, man! And with one last look, Tails is forced to abandon his precious Cyclone. Thank you for all your hard work. You deserve better. Tails flies onto the shuttle and begins to assess the situation. Wait, where are the other shuttles? We didn't have many, but we're on the only one that made it out. What are you saying? Restoration HQ has fallen, and almost everyone with it. Next time, the same day, a different adventure. Is that a miraculous Tales of Ladybug reference? And that was issue number 21. And while I didn't like this one as much as the previous one, issue number 20, this one is still very good. Let's go ahead and cover what I liked, what I didn't like, and then we'll give it a score. For those of you that don't know, this is how our comic reviews normally go. Yeah, starting with what I didn't... Oh, wait, let me just say this right now. Things are getting super bleak, like... Everything is fallen. If you don't know, like, here's the list of victims thus far. I mean, it's gonna be a huge list, but let's just talk about the notable ones. Shadow, Omega has, well, he hasn't really fallen. Well, I guess now he has, because if Restoration HQ got taken down, then I imagine Omega was still in repair there, so he's gone for now, till further notice. It's like the list is growing, and it's like Charmy, and it's like, and now Tails had to lose his Cyclone. It's like, while the Cyclone itself isn't sentient or anything, but the idea that Tails had to lose his original, one of his greatest creations, and it's like, Tails lost a lot in this one. And you gotta imagine all the pressure on Tails is starting to mount up. You forget that Tails, despite being a genius, is also he's a kid. Like, this is mostly a Tails-centered book, with a little bit of Tangle and Whisper on the side. Since this book didn't really cover a lot of Sonic stuff, since Sonic he more or less showed up for one panel, this one was more focused on Tails, and I like that. I like that we get to see what other characters are doing during these events that are happening. I just felt so bad for Tails in this, man. Like, we already know the Tails abuse joke and everything, but like, man, can you imagine being that young and having that much pressure on you? Because as of now, Tails is the only one who is capable of finding a cure. And Eggman too, but like, he's not gonna come up with a cure. Why would he? This is his virus, so like, Tails cannot get infected. He has the most pressure of not getting infected and also trying to find the cure, and he was this close! He was so close, but then it's like, oh, within his grasp, and then everything just came crashing down. And it's like, that's what I mean by things are looking bleak. We've lost some of our best fighters, Sonic is getting winded, tired, and it's like, he can't keep this up forever. Shadow, who is our second best hope, if not our best hope, is now fully infected and still out there. We don't know what happened with HQ, what's fallen. Based on the last panel we saw of this book, we don't know if those are all the survivors there. I'm hoping that's not the case, because that would mean the Chaotix are not there unless they went out on that recon mission and, you know, they weren't there during the events of the fall of HQ. Cream's not there. Emerald's not there. In that picture, right? This is just assumptions. Please, if you guys know already what's happening in the comments, don't spoil issue number 22 for me. Don't be like, well, these characters survived for the... Don't tell me. I want to read it when it comes out. Rouge is potentially fallen. We don't know if she was still there. A lot of people who were there. Only Amy... And, well, Silver we know is okay because he's at Ice Paradise right now, fighting off some things. So Silver's okay. We don't know where Blaze is at this point. Blaze is still MIA. We don't know where she is. And Knuckles is also in Angel Island. We don't know what he's doing right now. We don't even know if he knows what's going on in this world. And that's what I mean by, like, this is so awesome as an arc, as a story, as a saga. This whole thing is just culminating into this great big event. And you're wondering, what now? What happens now? Because, like, the cure is lost. Even if Tails had gotten the Silver Blade, HQ is gone. They can't go back there and put the information they had. If Tails had gotten the information, they can't use that information they had gotten to come up with a cure now. HQ's gone. And I imagine if they try to go to another Eggman base, they run the risk of also running into infected there, or, you know, it could be filled with hostiles. Who knows? So right now, the situation's looking really bleak, and I don't know if we have a character that can really fix things. Like, the only way I can see this going, I'm just assuming right now, I'm just throwing guesses out there, is if Silver goes even further back in time and has to, like endgame it, right? Like, he has to go back and prevent this from happening even further. It's like, I don't know, I don't foresee this going any, like, I just don't see how they can fix this now. It's not great, guys. I'm hoping, and the whole time I was reading this book, my heart was pounding in my chest. I'm not gonna lie, because the way they were doing the shots on some of these panels, I kept thinking, oh my god, Tails is it's gonna cut back. Tails is gonna look over his shoulder, and something's gonna get him. I thought Cheese and Chocolat were gonna be the ones to get him, and I was like, oh my god, if Tails gets infected, it's over. It's over. It's gonna be downhill from here. Thankfully, he managed to. He's still smart enough to look over his shoulder. I do like that they kept showing Tails being scared. Even though he's scared, he's still doing what he has to because everything's riding on it. His best friend is riding on this information and all this cure stuff. So yeah, you go, Tails, man. It wasn't your fault, man. You were this close. It wasn't your fault. And you feel so bad for him because he's like crying and stuff like that. It's like, dang, so close. Let me think. What else? By the way, it should be mentioned. I know I haven't gotten to what I liked and what I don't like yet, but I'm just rambling about things that have happened. Cheese and Chocolat, went out of their way to destroy the circuitry, like the electronic stuff outside of Tails' lab in Central City. Y'all notice that? They didn't straight go for Tails like I thought they would. I thought they would have followed him inside or something like that. No. They kind of went for something important, as if they knew what Tails was up to. I don't know if this is a result of, once again, non-regular people being infected by the virus. Do they have more intelligence? Like, we saw Shadow acting a lot more aggressive and feral, and he was like, not just going for people, he was going after the rescue shuttle, or the truck in the last issue, if you guys remember that. And now Cheese and Chocola are acting out of the ordinary too. Instead of going straight for Tails, they went for the electronics, as if they knew by cutting that off, they would be messing Tails up in the long run. Interesting. Could just be coincidence. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. It's almost too coincidental, am I right? But now that that's said, we don't know who has survived the fall of HQ, and that's going to be the next issue. And I'm wondering what happened. I'm going to guess my prediction, based off of what I said in the last issue review, that Shadow knows where HQ is, because I'm pretty sure Shadow, before he got infected, knew where HQ was, and that might come, like, that might be information he still retains when he's infected. Maybe he made his way there, and without anybody really there to stop it, he infected people. Or maybe someone was infected in the HQ where everybody else was kind of huddled up, right? And they didn't tell anybody, and that infected person began to spread it and all around HQ, and then HQ just fell. It's hard to say. It could be any number of things that caused HQ to fall, and it's like, oh boy. Like, you can't help but think, where do we go from here? What now? The only place I can think of now is for them that's safe for them is like Angel Island, and I'm sure Knuckles doesn't want them there, because like, if you go there, I'm sure Eggman will follow, and if he infects Angel Island, there's nowhere left for them to run. I need hope. Ian Flynn and all the writing crew, like everybody who's writing this book, give me some hope for the next issue or something. Like, it's getting bleak and dark. I know I said like, I'm glad it's going that way, but like, I need some light at the end of this tunnel, because like, let's not lose hope here. Let's cover things now that I think I've discussed everything I wanted to in this book. It was nice to see the Cyclone come back, even though it got destroyed. Our best hopes right now, I'm sorry, one last thing. Our best hopes are Gemerald. That's it. Gemerald and Sonic, if he can keep going. Because Omega, I don't think, still has his body back. And yeah, not looking great. And now with the added bonus of the Zeddy, now going to throw their hand in the mix. We don't know what their plans are. If they plan on turning on Eggman, which it seems like that's going to be the case, we have even more chaos added to the mix. It's going to be a real mess. Let's get to things I didn't like. Things I didn't like. I can't really think of anything that stands out, really. I can't really think of anything that stands out as far as a dislike. But Flickies. They had the Flickies coming back from as they looked in the 3D Blast from Sonic 3D Blast. That was cool. Sorry, that's something I liked. Something I didn't like. Okay, I figured out something I didn't like. This involves the Deadly Six, the Zeddy. And this isn't the writer's fault, this is the game writer's fault. They didn't explain what happened with the Zeddy, so I assume they're still alive. And there's also some discrepancies here, because in this book it opens up with Zavik still on the Lost Hex at the abandoned Eggman base with the Zeddy, okay? But in Team Sonic Racing, which I guess can be considered a spin-off, or is that canon, he was a former member of the Deadly Six. Maybe that happens after this book. Maybe the Deadly Six get infected. I don't know. It's just the games and the comics are now at odds with each other, because the way the games are written now, the games are always going to take precedent over the comic as far as canon goes, because those have priority. But Team Sonic Racing, I guess, can be counted as a spin-off? It's hard to say at this point, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's the only negative thing, and I won't put that on the writing of the comic. I'm going to put that on the writing of the game. If Lost World had ended, or at least explained what happened with the Zeddy, this wouldn't be an issue. This would be more like, oh yeah, of course, they're still on the Lost Hex. They didn't die, or maybe they did die. I don't know. Need better writing in upcoming books, please. Or not books, games. Books are fine. I know Ian has to clean up after their mess, so he has to, like, explain what's going on with them, so there's that. Things I did like, I love the artwork in this. I love that Tails finally got his moment. Even though he failed, Tails never fails. He never failed, but this wasn't on him. This was on everything possible that could have went wrong around him going wrong. So I don't blame Tails at all in this. You tried your best. Everybody, put your hands together for Tails. He tried. But, alas, everything still went badly. Trying to think, is there anything else? I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about with this book. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this. What will possibly happen? If you guys already know, if you read ahead in issue number 22, don't spoil it, please. I beg you guys, don't spoil it. Keep those comments to yourself. But if you guys are like me and you're in the dark, let's speculate. What do you think can happen from here on in? Let's discuss in the comments below. Hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and ring the bell, because the bell is very important. It'll let you know when new videos are coming up live. Because YouTube doesn't do that anymore for you guys, if you have not already, for more videos like this one. And I now am eagerly awaiting issue number 22, and also Tangle and Whisper issue number 2 as well, so that'll be fun. Can't wait for those issues to come out. If you guys enjoy this, please let me know. If there's anything I can do to improve these comic reviews, also I'd like to know. Any kind of format change I could do. I'm trying to improve to make these comic reviews better for you guys in the long run. For now, I think that's going to be it. Oh, wait, I forgot to give it a score. Let's see. I'll give this one an 8.2 out of 10. Pretty good. Not as action-oriented as, like, the last one was, but we had to simmer down a little bit and discover what happened with Tails and how the cure thing went. So, only so much you can do with that. I will say, man, like, already on 21, and I'm excited to see where this goes, guys. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video and/or stream. So, stay tuned. This video is sponsored and paid for by my two patrons, Hedge and Green. Thank you guys so very much for the support. If you guys would also like to show support for the channel, you can visit my Patreon at patreon.com/werewolfwolfie. Any amount you pledge is very much appreciated. Thanks for the support as always, guys. A link should be in the description below, or it should pop up on the video. Goodbye for now.